Hey everyone, on This Week in M&A, we're discussing everything from AI ads to renting out your website and everything in between that can hopefully help you on your entrepreneurial journey. So let's get into it. So today's trend of the week is AI ads. There are now SaaS tools that have advertising run by AI that generate copy, create the visuals, and they analyze the best performing ads, and then they recreate ads based on that information. This is great news for content creators and people who maybe have tried to get into advertising before and haven't been able to do so successfully, or for people who are new to advertising and want an assistant or a tool that can help them to iterate their ads appropriately. All right, next let's go over the marketplace trends. So this week we had 9 new businesses listed, 5 businesses sold, totaling over $510,000 in assets. We had 999 businesses that were unlocked and considered for purchase by our community of buyers. There were 1,113 new buyer accounts that were created, adding $71.7 million in buyer liquidity, and 138 sellers submitted their business to potentially have it listed on the Empire Flippers marketplace. All right, next let's talk about how carrier costs from China to the US and other parts of the world are decreasing. So as a result of a decline in demand, carriers are now reducing their costs as well as trying to think of ways to be more competitive and attract more customers. Rates from China to the west coast of the US dropped this past month by 20% and to the East Coast by 6%, and we're experiencing drops from China to other parts of Europe as well. Now, as a way to remain more competitive and attract more customers, carriers are now offering not only reduced rates, but additional services such as additional logistics services and more premium freight services. All right, next let's talk about our previous guest on the Opportunity podcast named Luke Vanderveer, and he has a portfolio of what is potentially the most passive online business model. Now, he started out as an SEO specialist and offered SEO services to other people's websites. Now he's almost reversed that business model where instead of working on other people's websites, he's built out his own websites and he's driven traffic to those sites, and he reaches out to clients and asks if they would like to rent space on that website if they can benefit from those leads. Now, to start out, he'll reach out to clients and he'll offer the websites free of charge. And if the clients make money from those leads, then they'll sign up for a fixed fee. Now, Luke has a portfolio of hundreds of these sites and he only spends a few hours per week on this business, and he consistently makes 6 figures. So if you're interested in this business model and you'd like to listen to the entire podcast, I'll leave a link in the description below. Next, let's talk about this week's hidden gem. This week's hidden gem is for listing 65079. The current sales price is for $342,048. It is an Amazon Associates and display advertising website in the apparel and accessories and outdoors niches. Now, this business was created in February of 2016, and the WordPress site features informational and review type content surrounding a specific type of footwear. The site is well aged and includes well-written content in a very narrowed down niche. And we're highlighting the business this week because of its following strengths. First is the performance. It's seen year-over-year growth and has a strong backlink profile. Second is the diverse traffic. So the top 3 pages contribute to 5.4%, 4.3%, and 3.83% of the total site traffic. And the third point is the diverse earnings. This business generates revenue from Amazon Associates and display advertising. Next, let's talk about the operators from Empire Flippers Capital. So if you don't know what Empire Flippers Capital is, it's a division of Empire Flippers where instead of buyers outright purchasing a single business where they have to then operate every part of the business, they instead will invest into a portfolio of businesses that are run by one single operator. And now this is going to be the 4th round of Empire Flippers Capital. So these operators have had a successful track record, not only in their own businesses, but also in running these portfolios. They've generated attractive returns. And they have a few pieces of advice or their philosophy about how they run their portfolios. And I figured this was helpful if you are building this type of business or if you're trying to decide if investing in Empire Flippers Capital might be for you. So for deal 8018, we have Felipe, who says, we target the beauty, pet care, baby, and fashion niches because people buy emotionally. The trends of sales don't follow the trends of the economy. During the pandemic, sales for beauty products went up, not down. So this was for an e-commerce business. Now deal 8019, we have the operator Gabriel, and he says, we follow Amazon's policies as closely as possible. and we don't acquire businesses that are heavily reliant on one or two SKUs. We're focused on businesses and strategies that have a better risk-return profile, and capital preservation is a big part of that. We believe we can achieve our target returns by taking on lower risk by optimizing what the business already has. And that also was an e-commerce business. Now this next deal is for 8020. It is run by the operator Andre, and he says KDP just launched A+ content, so there could be potential there. We focus on quick wins through conversion rate optimization, or CRO, also small tweaks to covers and interior files to increase conversions and profits. I have a super talented graphic designer who creates covers and A+ content, and I have a creative history. So that's for a KDP or an ebook/audiobook business. Next is for deal 8021, and this is for operator Mohit. And he says we work on CRO and content optimization in months 1 to 3 in the growth phase. Then we get into the stabilization phase in months 4 to 12, where we optimize old content while still consistently adding new content. Months 13 to 24 will be where we reap the rewards from the work done in the growth and stabilization stages. Now, as mentioned before, each of these operators have a successful track record, and if you'd like more information about that and to see more information about round 4, then feel free to click on the link in the description below. All right, let's wrap things up with a quick read all about it. So this first one is for Amazon FBA owners, and this is that Amazon is going to be increasing their fees starting January for Amazon FBA sellers. Next is about Spotify and them launching their audiobooks section outside of the US to UK and Ireland. All right, well, if you found this helpful and you'd like to actually receive this information a week earlier, then you can subscribe to our newsletter, which, as I mentioned, comes out a week earlier, but also provides a lot more information than what this video provided. And I'll leave a link to that below. And if you are interested in buying a Shopify e-commerce business, but you don't know where to start, then click on this video and I include a checklist for what to look out for a healthy Shopify business. So thanks for watching, take care, and see you next time.